CSEC Mathematics. We're now looking at May 2022 past paper. This is question 2. Alright? What it says here is to factorize the following quadratic expression. Part 2 here of 2a says hence solve the following equation. Alright, before we do anything else, notice this is called an expression, and this now down here is an equation. Why? Because the expression does not have an equal sign. It just expresses what's happening. So when you're asked to write an expression, do not put an equal sign. Alright? Down here now, it's an equation. You see the equal sign there. So, let's see what's going on. First of all, let me copy the expression and put it over to my whiteboard. Ready? Good. So you're supposed to factorize this expression here. Let's see what's happening. Here now, we're going to use what is called the AC method. Now remember, the general form of a quadratic equation, just to remind you of the AC method, it is ax squared plus bx plus c. That's the general form of a quadratic expression. When you're factorizing this, you multiply a by c. That gives you AC. It's the AC method. Then you think of two numbers. Okay, number 1 and number 2. They multiply. You multiply these two numbers to get AC. Then these two numbers, number 1 and number 2, you add them together and they give you B. Alright? So what you do is put your ax squared at on the left, your plus c on the right. Since number 1 and number 2 add to give you b, and this is bx, you say plus number 1 x plus number 2 x. Number 1 x plus number 2 x will give you bx, because number 1 plus number 2 gives you b. Alright? Then you factorize ax squared plus number 1x, and you factorize number 2x plus c. You're going to get two things, two parts of the expressions added together. When I say added, it could be a minus sign there, so you're subtracting, but you get two brackets with the same things in them, and you factor that out. But anyway, let's apply what we're looking at to this. You have to properly identify A, B, and C. Ax squared. A is the number that multiplies x squared. This number is 5. Alright? So A is 5. What is B? B is the number that multiplies x. What is that? Negative 9. Not positive 9, no. It's not 9, no. It's negative 9. Because the thing is, this is really plus negative 9 times x. Because this is a plus b. So minus 9 means plus negative 9. Alright? So b is negative 9. And then c, you can see that it is 4 plus c. So what is AC? AC is 5 by 4, which is 20. See that? And then, of course, B is negative 9. think of two numbers. What I want you to do now, pause the video and think of two numbers that multiply to give 20 and add to give negative 9, and then finish it off for me. Okay. You thought of the two numbers and you finished it off. What did you get? I know you had fun completing this. But anyway, let us go through it. You have two numbers. You want two numbers that multiply to give you 20 and add to give you negative 9. So, in other words, you want factors of 20. You could get it quickly, but let us see some factors of 20. You have 1 and 20, right? You have 2 and 10. What else you have? 4 and 5. You have 4 and 5. So 1 times 20 is 20. 2 times 10 is 20. 4 times 5 is 20. Good. Now, I wonder which two numbers multiply to give 20 but add to give negative 9. Alright. The fact is 1 times 20 is equal to 20. But 1 plus 20, oh, that's not negative 9. That's 21. Let's try again. Let's make one of them. Well, if you make negative 1, if you make 1 negative, 1 times negative 1 times positive 20 give you a negative 20, not 20. If you make the 20 negative, when you multiply them, you get a negative 20, not a positive 20. But if you make both of them negative, negative 1 times negative 20 gives you a positive 20. Alright, good. So you say now, multiply them. Negative 1 times negative 20 gives you a, where I get multiply from? You're going to add them. Alright? Let me get rid of these things out of the way. Add them. Or should I keep it? We don't have enough space down here. So let's work down here. 1 times 20 is equal to 20. Alright. 1 plus 20 is certainly not negative 9. Negative 1 times negative 20 gives you positive 20. Negative 1 plus negative 20 equal, this is going to be negative 21, not negative 9. So let's try 2 and 10. 2 times 10 gives you 20. Nice. But does 2 plus 10 give you negative 9? No, that's 12. Make both of them negative, multiply to give a positive 20. But negative 2 plus negative 10, that's going to be a negative 12. You want negative 9, so these can't work. So far, you see that this is out and these are out. These are out. What about 4 and 5? 4 times 5 gives you 20. Good, good. Now, 4 plus 5 gives you positive 9. We still haven't found the two numbers yet, But let us see. Suppose you make the 4 negative and the 5 negative. Negative 4 by negative 5 gives you a positive 20. Very good. What about negative 4 plus negative 5? Negative 4 plus negative 5 is the same as negative 4 minus 5 equals negative 9. We got it. So, the numbers we're looking for are negative 4 and negative 5. See that? So, now we have it. Negative 4 and negative 5. We're working with negative 4 and negative 5. Now, here over here, what we're supposed to do again? You're going to consider, since negative 4 and negative 5 add to give negative 9, then the fact is negative 4x plus negative 5x gives you negative 9x. So you're going to split the negative 9x into negative 4x and negative 5x. You see that? So here now, we have the 5x squared at one end and the plus 4 at the other end. But what happens in the middle? You say negative 4x minus 5x. Alright? So you see that. Now the thing is, this here, when you check it out, is the same thing as this up here. It's just that the middle part, the negative 9x, is split into these two parts, negative 4x and negative 5x. Now what were you supposed to do now? You're supposed to factorize these two parts of the expression. 5x squared minus 4x. What are the common factors? What can go into 5 and 4 without leaving a remainder? In other words, what is the highest common factor? It's 1. You can write the 1. You don't have to write it. Alright? What can divide into x squared and x without leaving a remainder? The HCF of them is x. And you open bracket because you found the common factors now. You don't really need the 1. Here, x into 5x squared goes 5x. X into negative 4x goes minus 4. What I mean is that if you have 5x squared divided by x, 5x squared divided by x, remember, this is going to be 5 times x times x. That's 5x squared divided by x. All of these other things are over 1. Same thing. X over x is 1. So it's 5 times x gives you 5x. You see that part there? Just explaining it in the corner here. Let me erase it. And then at this part, what I said was negative 4x divided by x. If you say negative 4x divided by x, it's the same as negative 4 divided by 1 times x divided by x, and x over x is 1, so you are left with negative 4. That's how that part works, alright? You see that? Then after that, you're going to factorize negative 5x plus 4. Now, you cannot find a number other than 1 that can divide into negative 5x and 4 at the same time. If you factorize and put 1 as a common factor, inside the bracket you're going to have negative 5x plus 4. And as I said before, you're supposed to have the same thing in the brackets, and they are not the same. So you're going to make a bit of a change here. Put a negative 1 outside the bracket. Negative 1 divided into negative 5x to give you positive 5x. Negative 1 divided into 4 give you a negative 4. Another way you can think about it too is say negative 1 multiplied by this to give you a negative 5x. What must come here? Positive 5x. Negative 1 multiplies this, whatever you're going to put here, will give you 4. Negative 1 times what gives you 4? Negative 1 times negative 4 gives you a positive 4. Now you see that you have the same thing in the brackets. Nice. No, we're not finished yet, It's not completely factorized yet. Look at this. You see the 5x minus 4 part? Suppose it was x times y minus 1 times y. Suppose you factorize this. What would happen? You don't need the 1. What would happen? You would have the y as a common factor outside the bracket, and you would say y times this you're going to put here. It'll give you xy. What must be there? Well, y times x gives you xy. Then y times this is going to be y, negative y. What must go there? It's going to be negative 1. So it's x minus 1 after you put the y outside the bracket. You see the y? The y is playing the same role as the 5x minus 4. You see that? So whatever you did with the y here, you're going to do the same thing with the 5x minus 4. So here now, the 5x minus 4, let's put it outside the bracket. 5x minus 4 outside which bracket? This bracket. Just like how you put this y out here, you're going to put the 5x minus 4 as a common factor outside the bracket. Then 5x minus 4 multiplied by whatever you're going to put here gives you x times 5x minus 4. It's going to be x. You're going to close the bracket out here. And then 5x minus 4 multiplied by whatever you put here will be negative 1 times 5x minus 4. And that number must be negative 1. Seems like I put the bracket a bit far and put it nearer. So here now, you see what you get. 5x minus 4, x minus 1. Fully factorized. So, as I said before, you would not do all of this thing in exam. You would do finish much faster, but remember, right now I am not in exam, and you watching this video hopefully are not in exam either. So we have all day. So anyway, that's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to answer part 2 of this question. So I will see you then.